How Iran's latest drones tested Israel's Iron Dome defense system. Israel's vaunted Iron Dome defense system was severely tested by a battery of drones designed and supplied by Iran, experts told The National. During the recent conflict, Tehran supplied Hamas with equipment and technology for the extremists to set up their own defense manufacturing industry to launch attacks from Gaza. The threat from the barrages during the 11-day war led Israel to deploy its missile interceptors on the back of frigates patrolling the Mediterranean coast to defend gas installations and the mainland. While Israel's forces managed to shoot down at least 6 of the kamikaze drones launched from Gaza, it is understood that Iran will assess the attack methods to improve them for future conflict. Hamas has clearly had external support from Iran and that interest will remain, Douglas Barrie. It is programmed with GPS coordinates and satellite imagery to find its target. Alternatively, it can be guided visually to the target with a ground operator and camera. If there's one country who's going to be interested in how this all went and how Hamas's weapons might be improved in the future, then you would look at Iran. It is apparent that operatives from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps managed to smuggle components of their ABABIL-2 unmanned aerial vehicle and taught Hamas to equip it with a warhead. The drone, which Hamas called the Shahab, carries a 30-kilogram warhead and can cruise at 250 km per hour. With Iran's help, Hamas has developed quite a large number of not terribly expensive munitions, which can be sent to hit fixed targets at long range, Justin Bronk. The Iranians will have given them some initial examples, as well as training manuals on how to construct them. Once you've transferred that expertise, because they are relatively low-tech, Hamas has become pretty proficient at manufacturing their own in Gaza. He said the key components smuggled from Iran would have included GPS tracking chips, stabilization gyroscopes and engine parts. In addition to the estimated 4,000 missiles fired from Gaza that put the Iron Dome system under pressure to protect Israel, Hamas launched several Shahab drones during the conflict. At least one was shot down by an air-to-air missile fired from an F-16 fighter, another intercepted by Iron Dome, while 4 were downed by what the Israelis called classified means. Israel had to rapidly readjust its defenses to pick up the threat of low-flying UAVs, which have a low radar signature, while it was using its system to intercept Hamas missiles, putting the system under considerable strain. Israel had to rapidly readjust its defenses to pick up the threat of low-flying UAVs, which have a low radar signature, while it was using its system to intercept Hamas missiles, putting the system under considerable strain. The Israelis are now putting a lot of money into developing lasers and other high-powered microwave weaponry to shoot down drones, Mr. Barrie said. Hamas's evolution into developing attack drones bears close similarity to the Houthis in Yemen targeting Saudi Arabia, defense analysts believe. Experts believe that if Hezbollah had become involved and used its satellite-guided missiles developed by Iran, the Iron Dome could have been overwhelmed. The Israelis are now putting a lot of money into developing lasers and other high-powered microwave weaponry to shoot down drones, Mr. Barrie said. Hamas's evolution into developing attack drones bears close similarity to the Houthis in Yemen targeting Saudi Arabia, defense analysts believe. This is part of the Iranian program where it's all about helping allied groups to produce their own weaponry from readily available resources, Jeremy Binney, so that reduces supplying them directly with weapons, Jeremy Binney. It makes the situation a bit more deniable for Tehran. Mr. Binney agreed that the Shahab drone was broadly similar to the Iranian ABABIL-2, which the Houthis called a Kasif and produce using the Iranian design and components. Hamas is likely doing the same thing as the Houthis, because the IRGC has a policy of developing self-sufficiency in the groups it supports. While Israel's defense system appears to have prevented the UAVs causing major casualties, Mr. Barrie said it may be only a matter of time before a kamikaze drone gets through. It's a bit like the old IRA, Irish Republican Army, saying that, "You've got to be lucky every day, we've only got to get lucky once."